What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update, and it is a big week going on here for Congress as a new stimulus bill coming today, and they need to pass it by Friday before the government will shut down. Senator Bernie Sanders and Senator Josh Hawley said that they will block the government from funding itself and will not allow a government extension to fund itself, and the government will shut down if they do not pass stimulus checks with $1,200 in this bill. We're going to go over the details of the bill today. We're going to hear from President Donald Trump and a surprising announcement from top Democrats that they might be willing to compromise. I'm going to give you all the details of that and another state that is passing stimulus checks to their residents in this video. This is a stimulus check that is already approved on the state level and is already going out right now. But first, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. If you haven't yet, it's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new update videos coming out. It is going to be an extremely busy week this week with Congress trying to pass this stimulus package and this government shutdown bill this week. This Friday is the deadline that they have to get this done. So the information is going to be crazy this week. Let's get into it. First up, the vaccine is going to start distribution today and tomorrow, depending on what part of the state and what part of the country you are in, with the first vaccines going to frontline workers and to hospitals. Some of them will start on Tuesday, depending on the state and the location. This is going to take billions and billions and billions of dollars that states desperately need help with. And the only way for them to get this money is for them to pass a stimulus package this week to get the states this money, as the states are going to start to have to put out the money to fund this, as this delivery is already starting. The transportation of these vaccines is already starting. And these vaccines have to be refrigerated and sometimes frozen and transported and sent on an airline. And they're trying to get 3 million doses of the vaccine out this week alone. All that is going to take money, which they need to get from a stimulus package. And it just presents one more reason for them to pass this urgently this week. We are expected to see a stimulus package bill today, if they get it out today, with at least $900 billion in this stimulus package. The question is, what will be in it? Will there be a $300 per week unemployment extension going forward for 16 weeks, which was in one of the proposals? Will we see $600 stimulus checks and $600 stimulus checks to children, 600 and an additional 600 for children? Or will we see the amendment from Senator Josh Hawley and Senator Bernie Sanders for the $1,200 bill? They have two different ones. They have a standalone bill, which is $1,200, which Senator Hawley says he will take to the Senate floor and do an up or down vote without Mitch McConnell if Mitch McConnell won't support it, which it does seem like he has been able to get Mitch McConnell's support for this. And Nancy Pelosi says that she supports standalone checks also. Senator Josh Hawley says, who in their right mind would vote against stimulus checks for the people at this point? So if they can't come to an agreement with the larger stimulus package, we might see the standalone bill for $1,200 be presented this week. Also, as you can see on the screen here, they have an amendment which they can add on to the $900 billion stimulus package to add in $1,200 stimulus check. We already have bipartisan support from Senator Bernie Sanders and Senator Josh Hawley. Both of these guys are gaining more and more support from their colleagues to add in this $1,200 stimulus check on top of the $900 billion bill. If they, for some reason, can't come to an agreement with the $900 billion bill, then they can do the standalone stimulus check bill that is just for $1,200 stimulus checks and $500 for children. Or actually, I should say $500 for dependents. We don't know what will be different with the stimulus check this time around, but we will know it will be mostly on the previous guidelines that we had before. So if you received the first stimulus check, you would very likely receive the second stimulus check. There could be a few things that change, but again, we don't know the details of that yet. I will keep you updated. Another big set of news that has just come in is Democratic leader Steny Hoyer says he's open to a slimmed down relief bill just to get the bill passed. House Majority Whip Steny Hoyer indicated on Sunday night that the Democratic House leadership was open to accepting a new stimulus relief deal with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell that doesn't include state and local government aid. As you know, the state funding that has been demanded by Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats is one of the major sticking points to getting this deal done. Steny says, I think we need to get an agreement and we need to get this bill passed. He added, if we can get state and local assistance, we want to get it, but we want to get aid out to the people who are really, really struggling and are at a greater risk. He goes on to say, we need to get the essential done and we'll have time to get stuff done that we didn't include, aka the state and local stimulus money that they might be willing to forego because we couldn't get a political agreement with Mitch McConnell and the Republicans. He says, we'll have time to do that. We have a new president. We have a new Congress. We're not going to leave anybody behind. Now, remember, Mitch McConnell last week suggested dropping the top Republican thing, which is the liability protections for businesses, and dropping the top Democratic thing, the two things they can't agree on that much. The Democrats is the money for state and local fundings, which is interesting because if they drop that 200 some billion dollars for state and funding, again, the number changes all the time, so it's not really an exact number, is that if they drop that $200 billion, they can include a stimulus check in with that money, a $1,200 stimulus check and a $500 stimulus check for dependents is about $270 billion. So if they drop 200 and some billion dollars from state and local funding, and they say, well, we'll get that done in January, because again, Joe Biden has promised that there will be more stimulus packages coming in the new year when the new Congress and the new administration comes in at the end of January. So the end of January, February, and March, more stimulus packages coming that they can work on additional packages then, and they may just have to agree on this now. If they do drop the state and local stimulus funding, that's probably very good news for the stimulus check, because then they could take that money and spend it on the stimulus check. Remember, we have a lot of Republicans right now who don't want to spend more than $1 trillion. Although if they have Democratic support, they literally only need 12 Republican senators in the Senate to vote on this bill to pass stimulus checks and aid. And honestly, there's at least 15 to 18 of them that will do that and have shown their support in the past. So we don't really need to worry about the top line number too much as long as it's not appalling. For example, if they go with this $900 billion and add a stimulus check on it, or they go with the $900 billion, subtract the states and add a stimulus check on it, that should pass with flying colors. There's no reason that they can't get 12 Republican senators to vote for that. There's more than 12 of them that will and have shown their support to do that. Also, President Donald Trump has shown his support for larger stimulus checks that he wants in this package.
An aid package for the American
it's
people.
Moving along.
What could you do to get the $900 billion out?
Well, I want to do it. I'm pushing
McConnell?
it very hard. And to be honest with you, if the Democrats really wanted to do the deal, they do the deal. They should do it right now. I want to see checks going for more money than they're talking about going to people.
And President Donald Trump's support shows the Republicans that they need to add these stimulus checks in there. I think it's a no-brainer, and especially with the leader of the Republicans saying that there should be at least $1,200 stimulus checks in there, possibly higher. He actually mentioned up to $2,000 stimulus checks just last week to Senator Josh Hawley is a very good sign that there is Republican support to get these stimulus checks done, added into the deal. And it's also really good news that Steny Hoyer is saying the Democrats are willing to drop the money for state and local governments if needed to get the deal done this week. Also, we have states and cities and counties that are passing stimulus checks every single day. I try to bring you guys a new one at the end of every single episode. A lot of these stimulus checks and rent assistance programs that are for thousands and thousands of dollars. I've had so many viewers say to me that they got thousands of dollars in rent assistance programs. I will be having more of those coming out for you also. Let me show you a new one with a stimulus check going out right now. Oklahoma is passing a $400 stimulus check to over 120,000 Oklahomians, as unemployment claims rise in Oklahoma by 55% from the previous week. New state jobless claims increased 55% last week over the previous week as the one unemployment benefit program ends and another one is resurrected long enough to provide an additional $100 payment to the out of work. State officials announced Thursday that the state would be providing a one time $400 stimulus payment to 120,000 people out of work. I will be bringing you more of these state and local stimulus programs and rent assistance programs going forward. So make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon on. New videos come out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have huge, big news this week regarding the federal stimulus package as they need to get the deal done this week. So make sure you're tuning in. I will keep you updated. And don't forget to like and share this video. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA from home, where I teach people how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.